Hello everyone, welcome to the GV Reddy's Automation World. Right, we are continuing on Cucumber interview question series that are asked in different companies. Right, this is the part 4. Right, if you haven't watched the previous read 3 parts, please just go and watch them. Right, just quickly we will continue on the next questions. How do you run Cucumber test using Maven? Right, how do you run? Right, we have to add anyway Cucumber dependencies, Cucumber JUnit, and then just we need to add Maven test. If you want to add any options, right, we can add MVN test, right, Cucumber options, tags. If you want to add the tags, we can add those tags also, which tags we want to run. Otherwise, we can runner file, right, a runner file and a surefire plugin also we can give. We can control like that also. Right, what are Cucumber expressions? Right, we have already seen in the previous session. Right, I think it is repeated. Maybe we collected from different companies, right? Maybe it is again its came. Right, just Cucumber expression means what we can curly brackets. If you want to string, curly brackets, string, int, float, double. Which type of we want to write dynamically we want to take. Suppose here given I have 2 apples. 2 is dynamic one. If you want to take 2 is what integer type. So we have to take curly brackets int and then int count. Right, here we have to add the count. If it is a string type, string. Right, how do you handle tables? Right, we know by using the data table we can handle the tables of the step definition. Suppose given the user has following credentials. Right, then in that step definition we can take a data table, we can convert into map, so that how many rows are there? 2, so it will convert to list of map. 2 maps will come, list of 2 maps we can try. How do you handle exceptions in Cucumber step definition? We can use the try catch block, simple thing, right? Try and catch block we can use. How do you reuse the step definitions in Cucumber? Reuse means we have to use login as an admin role. Suppose I want to check different types of role, admin role, user role, or different types of roles. Right, we can pass that as a Cucumber expression, parameterized step definition. Right, so that in the future file, suppose if you give scenario I log in with the admin, it will come as a admin. If you want to log in as a user will come here. Right, we can parameterize the step definition, we can reuse it. What are the some best practices for writing the Gherkin scenarios? Keep scenario short and readable. Right, if it is a short and readable means we can easily debug the test cases. If it is a very long, right, suppose 10 lines, you have given 20 lines, one scenario, 20 steps, that means one scenario. If 19th step is failing, right, it is very difficult. We have to write a flow from 1 to 19 and then we have to wait and see why it is failing. Right, if it is a short means it is very quickly we can write debug the issues with the issues. Follow given when the structure. Use background common step. Background means what? If you have a common step login, every scenario I want to login, then we can use the background one step and the common step, that is. Avoid UI implementation details in the future files. Don't implement anything. In the page classes only we have to implement the UI related thing. How do you run Cucumber test on multiple browsers? Right, we can have a like this, right, parameterization. Right, we can use the parameterization and then based on the parameter we can launch the project. Right, we can do that. How do you integrate Selenium grid with Cucumber? Right, we have to use the Selenium grid means we have to use remote WebDriver. We have to set up the hub and the nodes and then we can run it. Right, how do you test the REST API? Right, REST API means we have to use the REST assured API. Future file we can create and the step definition, inside it we can call the REST assured. How do you enable the logging? Right, for logging we have to use the either log4j or slf4j dependencies, and we have to create the log4j.xml or property file. Property file is the old one. We can create log4j.xml and then wherever we want to create the logger, and if you want to log log.info. what is the advantage of loggers when you are running from Jenkins? Right, it will generate the log file. We can see if any failures are there. We can understand by reading the log files. How do you debug failed Cucumber test? Right, use at the rate before and after hooks for logging. Right, it is better to write before and after. Then we can scenario is passed or failed. We can get the details and print the details in the report. How do you write efficient Selenium selectors? Right, use CSS selector or XPath optimally. Right, we can use the CSS and XPath to write the efficient locators. How do you integrate Cucumber with CI/CD? Right, we have to write Jenkins is there. We have to Jenkins and download Jenkins, install the Jenkins, install the plugins. Right, Maven, JDK, those plugins and the reports plugin and GitHub actions. If you want any GitHub actions means whenever we will commit the code, if you want to run automatically test cases, then we can use GitHub actions or GitLab CI to trigger Maven test automatically. How do you read Excel file? We have to use the Apache Py library, right? First we have to add the Apache Py in the POM file and we can read the Excel file by using file input stream and we can use the XSF workbook or XSF workbook, pass the file workbook we will get, then by using right like this we can write a more detailed explanation if we want to read the Excel file. Right, first we have to in the POM file we have to add the Apache Py jar and PYOXML. These two jar files we have to dependencies we have to add in the Maven file. Then we can write if we want to read data from Excel, first we have to create the file input stream and then we have to create the workbook object, XSS workbook object. Then pass the file input stream. If you want to read the data, write workbook dot get sheet. What is the sheet name? Which row? Which column? Sheet dot get row. We will get the row. Which cell? Sheet row dot get cell. We'll get the cell, and we can, if you want to return, get convert to cell to string. Get a string cell value. We can get the cell value. This is one method. And row. If you want a row count, how many rows are there? Workbook dot get sheet dot get last row number. How many rows are there? Close it. Right, like this we can write multiple things in the right step definition. If you want to read, we can read create the object of it and read it. Right, simple thing. We can handle the Excel file. Right, thanks for watching. Right, if you require more details on any question or right anything, just comment in the comment section. I will explain those things in the more detailed way. Right, thanks for watching. Right, please subscribe to the channel and comment in the comment section and like the video. Right, just share to your friends. Right, okay, thanks for watching.